up in a rural setting, the rolling hills, curving rivers, endless mountains, and fiery sunsets became the norm. When something is all you know because that's what you're exposed to for most of your life, you don't think much of it, and eventually you take it for granted. It takes moving away for a while before you miss it, and truly appreciate it for all its beauty. Now there's towering mountains, green horizons, and lands that seem to stretch forever. Feel like a work of art than just a normal landscape. They provide room to breathe, space for relaxation, and a reason for me to smile. Now, I don't just see a random place where people live. I see a peaceful space with uncorrupted beauty, a potential for exploration both physically and inward. Because with each beautiful piece of scenery you discover, something within changes. You become more grateful, and you open your heart for more opportunities that will touch something within your soul. Then you become protective of what's around you. You want to preserve it, maintain it well, and see to it that its beauty will live on. It takes you being physically present in that environment to realize you feel differently. It has to be an immersive experience so that you hear the song of the land in the wind and feel its textures with your bare hands as you touch the trees, the flowers, and the ground. It's different when all your senses interact with the environment at the same time, and you're not just seeing it with your eyes, but you can also feel the warmth of the sun, the cold rain on your skin, or the cooling wind on your face, all while taking in that visual stimuli. There are spaces that are rarely explored in these lands, paths that have not yet been created by foot traffic, rivers that have not been crossed by many, waterfalls that have not been witnessed by the majority, and wildflowers whose bloom has not yet been appreciated by many. One might argue that this should remain that way, that some natural spaces should be left alone or only experienced by a few so as to preserve them for as long as possible. Another might say that these environments have a lot to offer and that it would be a shame if more people don't get to interact with them. What would you say? All I know is that the feeling I get when I set my gaze on the green blankets of grass covering the hills and I take in the sight of golden light cast upon each mountain, that's a feeling I'd love to share. I know that the picturesque fiery sight the sun paints on the canvas of the sky just before it hides behind the hills ignites a feeling of wonder and awe that I would want someone else to feel too. I also know that the way the cattle slowly moves across a field under the guidance of a golden outpouring of the setting sun fills my heart with joy. And that makes me want to share that same feeling with someone else. And that's why I wanted to make this video, and many more. Not just to show you what these rural landscapes look like, but to attempt to share the satisfying feeling that I experience when I interact with them. I hope you've enjoyed this visual diary entry, the first in the Rural Aesthetics series, and that you'll subscribe for more. Thank you for being here.